Good evening. Tonight on our program, President Akufo-Addo charges professionals to honor tax obligations.
It is embarrassing. The lawyers are often at the top of the list of those who flout our tax laws and use their expertise to avoid paying taxes.
More from his address at the Bar Conference, where lawyers were called out for evading taxes. Also coming up, shipping lines and Ghana Shippers Authority agree on a 5% increase in freight costs for shipment of cocoa from Ghana.
Look at what the bunker prices are, what freight rates are, conditions locally, in both ports, and then we come to a certain level of rates that are agreeable to both parties, because the lines will want to carry it at a profit. Of course, we also as Ghana want to ensure that our cocoa is carried in the best conditions.
Plus, government to soon launch Aquaculture for Food and Jobs initiative to increase domestic fish production and create jobs.
Government's vision is therefore to transform and grow the aquaculture subsector to increase domestic fish production, reduce fish imports, and create job augmentation of the aquaculture for food and jobs.
This is Business Live. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Details right after this break. Well, we begin tonight from the Upper East region, where Attorney General and Minister for Justice Godfrey Awadame has defended some lawyers' failure to pay appropriate taxes to the state, blaming the issue on the Ghana Revenue Authority systems. Speaking at the Bar Conference, Godfrey Awadame called on the GRA to develop more user-friendly and effective means or initiatives that will ensure all professionals, including those at the bar, are able to file their tax obligations. However, President Akufo-Addo, who spoke at the same event, charged the bar to change the narrative of lawyers evading taxes.
Our country have not been known to set a good example when it comes to paying taxes. They appear to think that being members of the learned professions put them above complying with everyday civic duties, like paying taxes. It is embarrassing. The lawyers are often at the top of the list of those who flout our tax laws and use their expertise to avoid paying taxes. The Ghana Revenue Authority has told a disturbing story about what it discovered earlier this year when it started working with the Registrar General's Department and the National Identification Authority. It found that there are some 60,000 professionals working in the country who are totally outside the purview of the tax authorities. These professionals are lawyers, they are accountants, they are doctors, they are engineers, they are surveyors, they are architects. In other words, they are part of the crème de la crème of Ghanaian society, and they do not pay taxes. They will soon be receiving friendly phone calls from the tax authority. I sincerely hope that those involved would move swiftly to regularize their tax affairs before the GRA moves to crack the whip.
Now, after a lengthy discussion with 26 shipping lines which participated in the 2021-2022 cocoa freight negotiations with the Cocoa Marketing Company and the Ghana Shippers Authority, the rate of freight for shipment of cocoa will see an upward adjustment of 5% for the next crop season. The agreement was reached after several considerations were discussed among the parties in Accra. In a related development, the Ghana Shippers Authority has vowed to protect the shipment of cocoa from pirate attacks. Chief Executive Benonita Bismarck told Joy Business at the Cocoa Freight Conference that her outfit, together with other relevant authorities, has given attention to the commodity to ensure the country does not lose its economic benefit.
The idea is to ensure some level of predictability so that once we agree the freight, the cocoa that is carried is at the level, the freight rates that are carried. So there's no level of shock from anybody trying to introduce things that have not been agreed on. So it's not only the rates, but we look at the conditions of carriage as well. What you need, particularly if, say, it's a container, what you need to use to dress the container, because the beans have to be carried in a certain level of climate or temperature, to ensure that it doesn't go bad. So all those things where you lift the container from the quality of the container, they have to be food-grade containers. So all of these things are things that we talk about and agree. So that once we agree, it is the conditions that regulate the whole year, the season, 2021, 2022. Those are the conditions that regulate the whole year's carriage of cocoa. So that is the reason why we're here today. And we had the Honorable Minister coming as the guest of honor. We also have the Deputy MD of Cocoa Board. Cocoa Board is the main organization that handles our cocoa. CMC is the technical wing of Cocoa Board. And we work very closely with them. We do a lot of research. We look at what the bunker prices are, what freight rates are, conditions locally, in both ports. And then we come to a certain level of rates that are agreeable to both parties, because the lines will want to carry it at a profit. Of course, we also, as Ghana, want to ensure that our cocoa is carried in the best conditions, but we're not paying the highest rates. We are not diddled out of rates. So this is the reason why we're doing that. And we also know that the price of cocoa has gone down. So all of these things must inform the decision that we come to at the end of the day. It's a negotiation. We are not just going to say this is what we're doing. Based on what they have submitted to us earlier, we look at it, we listen to all of them, they pitch, and then we research again, and then at the end of the evening, we will announce what the rates will be for the year that is ensuing.
Is security likely to play a role in this negotiation? I'm asking that due to the amount of pirates being reported on the Gulf of Guinea recently.
Well, definitely. I mean, the piracy in the Gulf of Guinea is something that is of high concern to the whole maritime industry. That is the remit of the GMA. In fact, this morning, I was with the Minister of Transport, and he mentioned that. So definitely, anybody calling our shores is mindful of that. It shows that insurance may go up at the end of the day. But then, that is why for cocoa, we sort of ring fence it and then look at it with different lenses, so to speak. It is not subjected to the other vagaries like other things are. Cocoa is of prime importance to us as a country.
Meanwhile, shipping agents and freight forwarders have renewed the call for the Ghana Shippers Authority to call the shipping lines to order. According to the Ghana Institute of Freight Forwarders, the unapproved fees, which include container cleaning fees, administrative charges and other levies paid by agents at the port, are making business at the ports unattractive. Earlier on the marketplace, Vice Chairman of the Institute, Johnny Mante, told Joy Business the shipping lines have failed to abide by the rules and must be dealt with.
We've had engagement with the Shippers Authority. In fact, a petition was even made to the Transport Minister where he referred the issue to the Shippers Authority to deal with it. The Shippers Authority again has written to these lines to stay these charges. Unfortunately, these things still are ongoing, and we would be seeking redress on these matters. This action was supposed to have taken off on the 16th. However, the president, again, our president has said this is not an issue that we can deal with alone. He wants all the associations on board. He wants the GUTES, the AGIs, and every team on board. They are all on board, but a proper strategy has to be implemented. Of course, as we speak, my president is meeting with a couple of lawyers as we speak today with other association leaders and seeing the way forward on this matter. I mean, this matter will be dealt with. We are not going to stop at it. If they are illegal, at the end of the day, it's the consumer that suffers, and it has to be run.
Now, scores of patrons who thanked the EcoBank JoyNews Habitat Fair mini clinic have expressed immense satisfaction with the organizer, the Multimedia Group Limited, for making their dreams of owning houses a reality. The event, which was the first of 3 mini clinics before the main event in October, drew several thousands of patrons from far and near to the Chimota Retail Center, where various real estate developers and those in the housing value chain exhibited their products. For many, the clinic afforded them the opportunity to take the first step towards owning their dream homes. There's more in the following report.
Right, so it's been 2 exciting days of exhibition, networking, and a platform for vendors to advertise their wares. This has been a one-stop shop for all your construction and housing needs. Right, so I've been speaking to some vendors here, and they say that this is a great platform for them to showcase their wares and make contact in preparation for the main fair that's going to happen in October.
So taking Joy Habitat Fair is a great platform for us to be able to market our products and to reach out to millions of consumers outside there. Yeah.
In fact, it is very true because we've been part of this program over the years, and then it has yielded a lot of results, if I might confess. Even we started today, we're getting a lot of calls saying that, okay, we've heard that you are hosting the program here. So it's going to help. And since we have that experience that it's been helpful, yeah, that expectation is there.
Well, I think it's giving us the publicity. It helps us promote our business and our brand. And it's people keep on, coming in and out just because of they heard us from multimedia or they watched our videos online. So it's been encouraging, and I think it's been good.
It has been good. It has been great. The response is very positive.
Right.
Yeah. We have 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom. We have flats for them. We have detached houses, semi-detached houses, and all our detached houses are expandable. And when you go for 1 bedroom, at the end of the day, we'll add 1 to it for you. So that is the +1 promo we are doing.
Well, some customers as well are excited about the offers that are in store, the discounts and all of that. They tell me that this has been an exciting one, and they look forward to the other mini clinics of the EcoBank JoyNews Habitat Fair.
So I'm very impressed because always we talk about the housing sector having a deficit of over 2 million housing deficit. So a program like this is very essential to be able to bring industry players in the sector to discuss housing and how we can bring down the housing deficit. So I'm very impressed with this program that has taken place.
Right. Looking for affordable land or house, and then how the prices are, and see the terms and conditions for payments. At least if somebody that I'm starting life afresh, I can own a land or a house and then also pay in a bit way that it will not be that difficult for me. So that at the end, I will see that I'm owning my own house.
My name is Stella Sodi for Joy Business.
And you're watching Business Live. Still to come, government to soon launch Aquaculture for Food and Jobs initiative to increase domestic fish production and create jobs.
Government's vision is therefore to transform and grow the aquaculture subsector to increase domestic fish production, reduce fish imports, and create job augmentation of the aquaculture for food and jobs.
Hello there and welcome to the Money Lab. Today, we'll look at inflation and deflation and how it relates to your investment. Inflation and deflation are economic factors that investors must take into consideration when planning and managing their portfolios. The two trends are opposite sides of the same coin. Inflation is defined as the rate at which prices for goods and services are rising, and deflation is a measure of a general decline in prices for goods and services. As an investor, inflation erodes the real value of your investment. If the rate of inflation is higher than the return on your investment, the value of goods and services you can patronize is affected adversely. Conversely, if the rate of return of your investment is higher than inflation, you are cushioned from the adverse effect of price increases.
And welcome back to Business Live. Let's turn to one of our top stories tonight. Government will soon launch the Aquaculture for Food and Jobs initiative, and initiative similar to the Planting for Food and Jobs program. Now, this will seek to increase domestic fish production and create jobs along the aquaculture value chain. According to the Minister for Fisheries and Aquaculture, Howard Komsin, the program is near completion and would cover 13 regions. They include Ahafo, Ashanti, Oti, and Upper East. She was speaking at the minister's press briefing Sunday.
Tilapia and catfish are the dominant species in aquaculture production. Aquaculture operators are organized into small scale, less than 50 metric tons per year, medium scale, 50 to 100 metric tons per year, and large scale, above 100 metric tons per year, with the small scale dominating in terms of numbers. Government's vision is therefore to transform and grow the aquaculture subsector to increase domestic fish production, reduce fish imports, and create job opportunities of the Aquaculture for Food and Jobs, AFG, improving the production and supply of good quality fingerlings, provision of extension services, provision of infrastructure, hatcheries, and essential aquaculture inputs.
Well, the minister also indicated that processes have begun to digitize trading of premix fuel to address the challenge of hoarding. Now, in other news, host and producer of the Ghanaian Farmer TV reality show, Enyuna Manya, says government should extend the needed support to peasant farmers to help minimize post-harvest losses and make agriculture attractive to the youth. She spoke to Joy Business on the occasion of the first anniversary of the Ghanaian Farmer TV show. Here's more. The Ghanaian Farmer is an agri-focused TV program that seeks to highlight the ordeals of Ghanaian farmers and help them with the needed support. Producer and host of the TV show, Enyona Manya, says the program has greatly impacted peasant farmers in various parts of the country.
So far, all the farmers we have interviewed, most of them, one of the key things they were looking forward to was getting investors, both locally and internationally. And as I speak to you, we have managed to connect about close to 20 farmers, so business people who are outside Ghana and wanting to invest into the agriculture space, which has been a great testimony because most of these farmers, one key thing they always ask is funding, access to funding, or even investors who give them money. And that is what our platform has been able to do, to connect this number of farmers to people, Ghanaians who are abroad and want to go into farming. Secondly, it also given us the platform to also create a marketing and also a source of platform to enable farmers to talk about the challenges they are going through.
Enyona Manye is, however, calling for government support in addressing major challenges facing the sector.
There's a watermelon farmer who is looking for markets to sell, and it is not so easy for them. So they are dealing with post-harvest losses. Aside that, irrigation. You would understand or agree with me that from last year to this year, the rain pattern has been a very difficult one. And so just imagine farmers who do not have irrigation on their farms. And these farmers, again, are the peasant farmers. They can't afford irrigation. And so I came across a farmer in Adan, the same Adan, who has to use gallon, the Kufuor gallon, to fetch water before going to, water the crops. I think I'll call on government to take a critical look at the irrigation aspect, the marketing aspect, the warehousing aspect, so that farming will be a lot of fun. Like we are saying, we are asking the youth to venture into farming. But how will the youth go into farming and find it more relaxing, very smooth, if these basic things are not available?
The Ghanaian farmer is celebrating 1 year of production and impact. Enyona Manya says viewers should expect more compelling and insightful content in the coming days.
We have a lot of things that we are going to roll out. Aside as our initiative support the farmer, we have a project or another initiative called Top 50 Ghanaian Farmers. And this initiative seeks to also project corporate people, celebrities who are into agriculture but are not known, including our own farmers. We are not just doing this, people, but we are going to do a profiling as a way of motivating, like the government is motivating others to, if someone gets to know that a KMJ into farming, a Kwesi Ernest who is a music producer is into farming, a J Foley is into farming, it's encouraging. For youth who is in the house, you saw what happened at the YEA recently, the number of youth, the stampede over there. But if they get to see these dignitaries or personalities, the Agric Minister himself is also a farmer, he would interest you to know, they would be encouraged to go in. So that is what the Top 50 Farmers seeks to do. And we have something very big in stock for extension officers.
Now, you heard Enyona make a case about jobs. Well, former Minister for Railway Development, Joe Gate, is charging universities across the country to make entrepreneurs out of the students they churn out every year. According to him, the country can only make progress if the universities do not become places where certificates are handed to students who would be earning to be employed instead of employing people. Speaking at the second edition of Africa's Biggest Idea Challenge at the University of Cape Coast, Mr. Gate said the narrative of graduate unemployment could change if universities become entrepreneurially minded. Richard Kojinyako has more.
Over 100 students picked forms to take part in the Ideas and Entrepreneurship Challenge. After grueling encounters and showcasing, 11 were picked from the lot and competed for the top spot of 10,000 Ghana cedis and other mouth-watering startup packages. Addressing the students, former Railway Development Minister Joe Gate called on the universities to focus on entrepreneurship to bring out students that could build the country with their ideas and resources.
The public sector cannot create enough jobs. In a short while, I'm associated with another program in UPSA. It means that the universities and the youth of the day understand that the spirit of entrepreneurship should start from now. Our universities and our institutes of higher education cannot be simply institutes or places for research and places for degrees and places where you get qualifications. There are places which must open your mind and allow you to explore around you and around the country and to take advantage of the situation that we are in. Don't forget that the richest people in this world, the billionaires, a lot of them were your age when they started. And so I like your ideas because there's a famous saying that you think big, but you start small.
Professor of Finance and Entrepreneurship at the University of Cape Coast, Professor Daniel Ejapon, indicated the management of the University of Cape Coast has entrepreneurship at its heart, and their desire is to make the university an entrepreneurial one. The university, he indicated, has made a policy to show its commitment to pursue entrepreneurship by changing the narrative about university education. Through that policy, students who have ideas are supported by the university to nurture them.
The COVID-19 pandemic actually exposed us to the fact that we cannot continuously live on aid. We cannot continue to live on goods and services that are produced elsewhere.
And on that point, we end Business Live tonight. Thanks for watching, everyone. There's more news on our website, myjoyonline.com/business. My name is Darryl Kwao. Thanks for watching.